We're back with the post-game show here on the Kings Broadcast Network. Jordan Kiss with associate coach Dwight Lee. A 1-0 win for the Kings over the Nanaimo Clippers. Vincent Lamberti picks up a shutout in his first BCHL start. We'll get to him in a sec. But Dwight, 1-0 win, close all game. But I feel like this was one of the most perfect games you could ever imagine. Top to bottom, everybody was rock solid. And it was just, again, control. I got nothing else to say. It was so good tonight from this Kings team.
Yeah, it was a great effort all around. Our goaltender playing in his first BCHL game. You don't know what to expect when you're throwing somebody new into the net. And man, he played awesome. He was composed. He got better as the game went on, and we did a really good job of suppressing shots and only gave up the 25 shots. But he was there to bail us out when needed, and he did a good job. And I like how not only just our defense, but our team defense, our forwards were coming back harder. We made some adjustments on some of the little errors that we made yesterday, and we were able to play not a perfect game, but didn't give any against one of the stronger offenses in the league. And then I liked our PK didn't give up a goal all weekend. A lot of positives. I think one thing if you're trying to nitpick, like we need to do a better job of capitalizing on our chances. Our power play had a few good opportunities to convert, but yeah, for the most part, that's a great game. Yeah,
I would definitely think the one critique is just capitalizing on your chances, and you had a lot of chances, especially in the first period. You guys were all over Nanaimo. They had nothing. Shots were 9-9. I didn't feel like they were 9-9, but again, you guys set the tone early in the first period, and it kind of and it led the way for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think we came out and we were hungrier. You could see it from that first period, the way that we were getting in on the forecheck and going after it, and we were able to kind of peel back and set up the controlled breakout on them. They weren't after it the same way we were, and that's to be expected. At home. After not getting the job done on the first night, I liked how we responded and the urgency that we played with tonight.
Well, we'll talk about that power play goal, the one and only goal in this game. Anthony, and you're able to hold it in after the Clippers couldn't clear, and Daddier, who had himself a very good weekend, across ice pass over to Anthony, who again 2 goals for him this weekend as well.
Yeah, he was dangerous and a nice shot there. Yeah, it was nice to get the goal on the power play, and put on a bit of a celebration for the crowd, and really like that.
Well, second period, you weren't as dominant as you were in the first, but again, still very good at even out. But you guys never let up in that second period. Again, just kind of bought in, to the system and bought into the game plan all night long.
I think so. The second period was probably their biggest push there. I think the first half of the second period they had us hemmed in. They were getting some good work done on the forward check and getting some pucks to the net. But I think we did a good job of collapsing around the house. And if they did get a shot to the net, we forced a lot of shots from the perimeter and did a good job of cleaning up the loose change around the net front. And that makes a huge difference. And I thought that was when I talked about our team defense, I think our forwards, our wingers dropping down low, sort of outnumbering them around the house and getting pucks out. And I liked our physicality all throughout the game. You were talking about Daddier, like a few of those, not just tonight, but throughout the weekend, just very consistent with his physicality. A couple of those plays where it comes up to the point and he closes the gap and finishes the check. And I was talking to you a little bit about how that has an impact more than just the direct play. When you run a couple of defense over trying to move a puck or keep a puck alive, it puts all their D on notice that we're coming after it hard, and forcing them to make that quick easy play as opposed to trying to get a puck to the net. So I think we did a really good job of limiting the shots against, and a big part of that was how we were attacking the points. Another area I just mentioned was the way that we were able to protect the net front and sort of collapse into the house and not allow those secondary and third scoring chances there.
And obviously Vincent Lamberti, I can't remember if we brought him up a little bit, but again, you mentioned it's for the guy making his first BCHL start, you don't know what to expect. But again, he made the saves when he needed to. He was solid. Positionally. And again, you couldn't ask much more from him because he was exactly what this Kings team needed him to be.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think everybody in the arena was on the edge of their seat, during their final push when they had the goalie pulled, and there was some net front scramble plays. Like I said, we did a good job of supporting him around the net, but he was on it too. He through the week at practice, he showcased, he's got some good athletic ability. He's not the biggest guy, but he moves and he gets where he needs to go, and he did a good job tonight, and he did a good job on some little things too. He stopped a few rim pucks behind the net and set it up for us. Really, really pleased with that for his debut.
And the play in front of him, as we discussed, was very good tonight, and I think it goes to show what this Kings team can be, especially defensively when everybody's healthy.
I think so. I talked a little bit about it last night. We've played that Alberni weekend with, we were quite short on the back end and missing some key pieces, but we get those guys back, a new addition like Wyatt, and we're kind of 7 guys deep that are all contributing and making an impact for us in different situations. But when we got tested, and we had to kill penalties, our penalty killing D were a little bit fresher. They weren't as burdened with as much of a workload. So when we had all those bodies back there, we got a little bit more production and productivity from everybody. So that was great.
And then obviously, I think tonight you pick up 2 of 4 points, but I would call this a very successful weekend. First weekend back from the All-Star break, you play 2 very good games, and again, this team is healthy, and it seems like I think now that everybody's back, and it seems like this team is really ready to take a step forward.
Yeah, just watching the replay over here, but Jonesy throwing a nice hit. I didn't hate our game last night. I thought we needed to clean up a few little things in the first period. There's those few shots from distance. One of them got a bit of a tip on one of our D trying to get a stick on puck, but we were much better. We made adjustments and we played better today. And as a whole, like in the weekend, not giving up a power play goal against, and getting 2 of the 4 points would have liked to get 3 or 4 at least, but. Looking at our game as a whole, I thought it was a good weekend for us for sure.
Well, now again, it's another chance to build. You go into next weekend, and one, you go into the road, which has not been very easy for this team this year. Then you also go into Victoria, which has historically been a very tough building for the Kings to win in, and then you also get the Clippers once again next Saturday. Again, is it just as simple as, all right, if we could play like this every night, we're going to win more games, or is there a little bit more that needs to be worked on going into next weekend?
A little bit, but it's a different challenge. I think we're up for it. I think both times we've gone to Victoria, we've kind of, I think you can agree with this, like both of our games where we started the road trip with the Victoria game, we were pretty flat. We gave up a lot of shots against. Wasn't our best games. One of them, Crudale stood on his head and helped us get a point in overtime. But I think that's going to be the challenge this weekend. We're breaking this season up into 3-game segments and setting goals, and we're at the tail end of a 3-game segment, and we're going to be hungry for those 2 points. And we're gonna, like I said, we've started road trips heading to Victoria on the Friday night. We haven't been able to bring our A game in any of those up to that point, but so that's definitely a challenge. I hope our group can rise to that challenge and play some of our, continue the momentum that we built this weekend, playing some good hockey, some good defensive hockey, good on the penalty kill, and bring it into next weekend, starting with Victoria on the Friday.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Kings back in action next Friday in Victoria, 7 o'clock. Against the Grizzlies. Dwight, enjoy tonight. Enjoy the early night. A chance to maybe go out and celebrate this evening. But thank you again for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That is Associate Coach Dwight Lee. Postgame on the Kings Broadcast Network. And as always, that will signal the end of our time here this evening. A great weekend for the Kings. They get 2 of 4 points, but they pick up a shutout victory over one of the highest scoring teams in the BCHL. But we will be back next week when the Kings are in Victoria to take on the Grizzlies. 7 o'clock puck drop, 6:50 pregame show right here on the Kings Broadcast Network. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. What time is it here on the West Coast? 7:43? Yeah, you got some time here. I can enjoy the night. Get some work done, enjoy the night, and hopefully you do the same. Have yourself a good weekend. Enjoy the football playoffs tomorrow if you're going to watch that. I know I'm going to love it. And, we'll talk to you again from Victoria on Friday. Finally here from the Hap, Clippers 0, Kings 1. Have yourself a good night.